Hello and welcome to the second edition of Most Preferred Brands 2022, an initiative lauding brands and organizations that have picked up the gauntlet of reinventing themselves to keep pace with changing times. The event was also graced by bona fide legends, industry experts and thought leaders who shared their views on brand mantras, the future of branding. On this episode, we bring you an exclusive event highlight.
Without further ado, it's time to get the ball rolling, and to set the tone for the day, I'd like to invite on stage Sharad Gupta, co-founder, Team Marksmen Network.
Welcome to the second edition of Most Preferred Brands, where we highlight brands that have made a difference and have shaped their niche. Strictly speaking, if I were to ask anyone what is a brand, most people would tell me they connect with logos, color schemes, some punchy taglines which they connect instantly. But truly a brand is much more than this. They are such an important part of our everyday lives. I personally feel that a brand is my gut feeling about a product, service, or an organization. I feel that brands are like real people, and just like how we choose our friends that stay by our side because we connect with them perfectly, we also choose brands in the same manner. It is this unspoken and often unbreakable bond with these select brands who are here with us today, and we celebrate their success at the Most Preferred Brands. It's very human that we celebrate great stories, and we hope that you draw inspiration from the event we have organized for you all today. Thank you very much for your time.
With that, our next speaker is Vidakar, Vice Chairman, Profit, and he's here in a special pre-recorded message while he shares his thoughts on the future of branding. So let's quickly have the message on the screen, please.
I'm going to talk about the role of branding in two strategic, really big issues facing business today. And one of them is operating at a higher purpose, having a purpose-driven branding. The second one is about disruptive innovation. Society needs the help of firms to address societal challenges that are huge. So consequently, there's a terrific momentum for having a social purpose and social programs. The question is how to do that effectively. And branding has some answers. The first thing that brands can do is to put a brand on top of a signature social program. Too often, social programs are in the form of grants or volunteers or energy goals that are not branded, not easily communicated, and don't have a lot of impact. So the need is to have signature branded programs that do have impact, that do inspire. Let me now turn to the concept of disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation is a strategic force that's growing in numbers and in impact. And this growth is fueled a lot by the digital revolution. So branding has 4 roles in disruptive innovation, really crucial roles. First, they become the exemplar brand, the brand that represents the new subcategory, the brand that's a spokesperson for that subcategory. And second, they position the subcategory. And that means they identify the reasons, these must-have reasons why this subcategory should be considered and preferred. The third thing is scaling. The fourth thing that is needed is to build barriers. Now, you get a barrier when you have a customer base that you got through scaling fast. You can get it by continuous innovation. So what again we have is some strategic questions that are just really critical for companies. And they need branding, and they often don't have branding. So I think the future of branding is going to be to fill this goal, to be able to help these things.
We have a real heavyweight coming up next, and what do I say? How do you even introduce a man who needs no introduction? All you need to do is say the word POPs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the august presence of none other than Mr. K.V. Sridhar, Global Chief Creative Officer, Nihilant Limited, as he takes us through the imperatives of driving creativity, storytelling, and emotional connections in building a world-class brand. So, can we please have a thunderous round of applause to welcome the legend himself, none other than Mr. K.V. Sridhar, also fondly known as POPs.
47 years back when I came into advertising, if you were to ask any client, any industry, how long your business model will last, each one of them would have said 100 years. Today you ask anyone that how long your business model will last, one disruptor will come and then take away. So how do we build value for brands which are becoming redundant in the marketplace? All my life I have worked with Unilever, Procter, all this kind of companies where brands are 50-year-old, 60-year-old, Coca-Cola, 100 years old. In this world where things are becoming a little redundant, both the businesses are becoming redundant and relevance of your brands or products to your people are also becoming redundant. So that's the reason why I said, two important things. We need to understand people, and then we also need to understand the businesses to really find something which is meaningful. While consultants drive clients to make their businesses relevant, and then we bearded guys sitting in that one corner. And then what do? We go and then observe people. What are they doing? What are they using? Why are they using? And that is the real power of a brand. Having a constant connection. But today, things are just changing. And then how do we bring these two things together? So insights is one thing, relevance is another thing. These are the two things which actually bring brands and people together. With that, I end. Thank you.
Coming up next, it's time to understand how brands can succeed in a purpose-driven transformation. And for that, we have with us Alok Lal, Executive Director and National Head of Advertising, McCann World Group.
According to me, actually, purpose and brand purpose can actually be very polarizing. So, if you think of it, what is purpose marketing really? What is it? Simply put, it's about being on the right side of the conversation. It's about being on the right side of the category, understanding what the socio-economic climate around the brand is, and where the consumer is. What are the conversations happening with the consumer? I think the easiest way to do purpose-led marketing is to create a meaningful role for the brand in the consumer's life. And, if you can create a meaningful role where the consumers can hang on, that is the start for purpose marketing. There's a couple of truths we need to understand about purpose marketing. These are, purpose comes with a price. One of the central percepts of purpose is it'll cost you something to deliver it. Right? It's not just an act. You need to believe in it, right? So I think the first truth is it comes at a price. I think isn't a movement of opportunity. It's a sum of the acts. And lastly, I think it's a journey. And whenever you take on a journey, it has a price, right? And my recommendation is only get into it if you have the will and the belief and the marketing dollars for it. Thank you so much for your time.
Next, we have an unveiling of the cover of Marksman Daily's In Focus magazine. Moving on, we bring you a glimpse of a felicitation ceremony wherein brands who stood out from the crowd were recognized and honored for their success and efforts.
So on that note, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start the felicitation. First, for All Cargo Logistics Limited.
Hello and welcome to a special piece where we uncover how exceptional businesses are cutting through the clutter and creating incredible business values and opportunities. We're in conversation with Chairman All Cargo Group, Mr. Shashi Kiran Shetty. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What, according to you, are the key factors for businesses aspiring to achieve sustainable growth?
You know, to begin with, the industry also changed quite rapidly during and post-COVID, because customers wanted more than ever before dependability on their service providers, and they also today are looking for services which are more almost end-to-end. They want one agency to deal with their shipment from their factory all the way to their customers' premises. So that is something what All Cargo is very proud to offer around the world.
Right.
And if you look at the Indian shippers and the importers are concerned, we are the company who are the only one who put India's logistic industry in the world map by becoming a global organization. And we have a tremendous brand value with our customers. And our service standards are very predictable, very delightful to our customers. And like I said, it's door to door what we offer for them, for LCL, for full container loads, and also for air freight. So it is almost like a one-stop shop for the India's export and import community. Plus, domestically, with now Gati being a part of the All Cargo Group, we are able to also offer an express transportation services and also contract logistics services to a lot of manufacturing companies within the country. And the new logistic parks that we developed, we built close to about 10 million square feet of warehouses around the country, built and under construction, which is also giving a lot of confidence to the customers.
Would you say it's time for the logistics industry to become more environmentally and socially responsible?
So we have the responsibility to hand over the world to the future generation in good shape and form. So we are the first one in India among the logistic industry to adopt the ESG standards. We have appointed highly skilled professionals to run the ESG program within the All Cargo Group, and primarily looking at how we can help the environment by investing in assets which are less pollutant, work with partners who are very conscious about carbon zero aspirations, and those vendors who provide that action on the ground. That is on one side. We like to associate with such vendors, and we would invest ourselves in making sure that our assets pollute minimum. And also on the other end, what we're also trying to do is trying to plant as many trees as possible, not only in India, across the world, to make it as a movement.
Under your very able leadership, All Cargo has been a story that's been nothing short of inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing it with us today.
Thank you so much.
We're in conversation with Chief Digital Officer, All Cargo Group, Mr. Vaishnav Shetty. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How do you perceive the logistics industry's journey from a technology laggard one to one of the most digitally savvy sectors of today?
The reason behind that transformation is primarily a result of two things. One is the global pandemic, and second is the e-commerce boom. What they caused was logistics companies to deal proactively with demand shocks and supply constraints. As a result of that, logistics companies have to be far more agile and scale that agility. Now, the most efficient way to scale that agility is through tech, to maximize productivity of your workforce, to be far more proactive in terms of resource allocation, and overall, as a result of that, deliver far better customer satisfaction. So companies that are really able to invest in the right technologies, they are able to create far better competitive advantage through better unit economics and growing with customers, new customers, and growing customer wallet share. And I believe we are seeing both of those things happening at All Cargo.
What's the vision ahead?
Well, for us, we take a very P&L centric approach to our digital journey. For us, it is really how can we make the best of the asset and the infrastructure that we have, which again I feel is truly unique and unparalleled in the country.
Let's move ahead and hear it for Arihant Superstructures Limited.
In the last 2 years, we saw a different change in the consumer behaviors, especially after COVID-19. And in our segment of real estate development, we saw a very drastic change of people shifting from rental to purchasing their own apartments. And they wanted to move up to a bigger apartment, larger apartment, a different configuration, upgrade. So these were the major changes we observed, and our brand has and had the products at that time also with respect to the upgrades for the customers. In the last 1 year, we've also brought in products where people can work from home, so proper office spaces inside the apartment, which is a need for the hour, is being provided to our customers. So the brand has taken many initiatives to cater to the needs of the market today, and it will continue to do so in the forthcoming future.
Let's move ahead and let's also felicitate the next brand, ladies and gentlemen, Fenesta Building Systems.
Fenesta launched 20 years back. We decided that we are going to make windows and doors a product and then a brand. So since its inception, it has been path bearer for a torch bearer rather, and a path breaker for the windows and doors category, and as a brand we are #1 in India today. There are a lot of brands which have been operating, and a lot of organized players have come into the market today. So what we think is that with newer players, organized players coming into the market, its market is right in an apt position for adopting new age windows and doors, and that's it's a very good sign for the industry. These most preferred brands gives the brands sort of voice to reach to the audience. I think it's a good initiative, and it should be carried forward in a more meaningful manner.
The next brand, ladies and gentlemen, Godrej Interior.
If you look at the brand and category, our home furniture category is largely unorganized, and generally when we see that a lot of pain points in terms of customer experience which people are facing. So we decided that Godrej being a trusted name, let us get into the home furniture business and try to take care of, remove all the pain points which they have, and really deliver a good customer experience, good product at a very reasonable price. People have now much higher lifestyle aspirations, their exposure is much more, and people are quite interested in doing up their home in a manner which reflect their personality. Obviously Godrej Interior was in a position to deliver what customer wanted. So we started interior designing and this interior execution services, and we integrated well with our furniture, and I think it worked very well for us, and there we are as a market leader.
Mahindra and Mahindra for excellence in last mile mobility category.
We are seeing an increased electrification trend in the last mile mobility segment, both in the passenger but also in the cargo segment. The key driver of this is the total cost of ownership. For instance, driving electric vehicles in the fleet increases the earnability of our customers, but also delivers the lowest cost per kg per kilometer, subject to the size of the vehicle. In order to deliver better operating efficiencies to our customer, we are very much focused on bringing the best-in-class technology. For instance, we have an application called Nemo, which allows our fleet providers to maximize the efficiency of their electric fleet. We are also providing class-leading battery warranty and other features such as size, torque, power, etc. We partner with a lot of the ecosystem to provide innovative solutions for charging, for leasing, and for reuse.
And let's hear it for the next brand, Purvankara.
The trends, what I see coming up into 2022, a major learning from the COVID is the customers are looking for larger homes, and mostly these customers are in the age group of 35 to 45 years. The another important aspect what I see is customers moving from renting a property to owning a property. This shift has really helped us in improving the sales percentages for us. More importantly, post-COVID, customers are preferring to have the development or a project which has all the amenities for all age groups within the project and is best located and connected for various modes of transport. So we have identified our new land acquisition pipeline for those land parcels which meet the requirements of our customers from a connectivity perspective. So we are encouraging the customers to get into buying a property where we have subsidized the interest, home loan interest for them, which is currently about 8% and up. We are offering them at around 4%.
For the next brand that's being felicitated, Vashi Integrated Solutions.
At Vashi Integrated Solutions, we believe customer centricity is at the heart to navigate today's changing times. And to do the same, we need to align very well the digital technology, the systems processes that help you scale. But last but not the least is the talent factory that you create in your organization to ensure that there are the right set of people that help you achieve your goals and remain absolutely customer centric.
Brought to you by Team Marksman.